This is Broken Triad, the official sequel to Ominous Bequest, also called Unholy Alliance. Here's the backstory. Arkford. 6 days march northeast of the city, far enough for me to keep a low profile. The events in and underneath Farrington Manor compelled me to leave my usual field of activity for a while. Arkford citizens have high standards when it comes to their prosperity. Nobody asks how you amassed your riches, though, which made me fit right in. Still, I don't plan overstaying my welcome, and after 3 months, I've seen about enough of this conceited town. Tonight's a job, which will be my farewell present before I head back to the city. A stone bust called the Sleeper is currently on display in the local museum, the Harrogate. The bust is as ugly a piece of art as it is a coveted item among the collectors. Instead of being a useless dust gatherer, it would serve a much better purpose if it earned me some money. So I'm going to make it mine. What makes this task interesting are the elaborate security measures surrounding the sculpture. The bust sits on a pressure plate that triggers the alarm at the slightest change of weight. I assigned a sculptor to create a replica of identical weight, which I'm going to exchange for the original. For the time being, that's the only detail I know about Harrogate's security system. Luckily for me, a renowned security inspector happens to be in town, and he's written a detailed security report about the Harrogate's safety precautions. This report might prove useful in my endeavor. I also managed to befriend one of the museum's curators, Sheila Jennings, and persuaded her to borrow a few keys for me by tonight. It's time for me to pay the museum a late visit. The quicker I finish this job, the sooner I get away from Arkford. This town is starting to give me the headaches. Okay, I tried this before. Didn't go so well, so I'm trying again. The security inspector is currently staying in the Bathing Burrick Inn. Locate and steal his report. It should provide you with valuable information about Harrogate Museum's alarm systems. Sheila Jennings, one of the Harrogate's curators, has promised to get you a couple of keys to access the museum. Go visit her. Find your way into the museum and swap the sculpture, the Sleeper, with your replica. Make sure to turn all security systems around the sculpture back on once you've done the swap. This way, nobody will notice the difference for a while. After you've completed everything, go back to your apartment. Try to avoid triggering any of the museum's alarm systems. Okay, let's do it. Should be enough. Okay, here we are in our apartment, and there's the Horn of Deloran from the last mission. Newspaper, the Arkford Observer. Controversial exhibit to remain in Harrogate Museum. Director, the Sleeper will not be removed. After the mysterious fainting of After the mysterious fainting of a museum visitor 3 days ago, residents now demand the removal of the sculpture, the Sleeper, from Harrogate's temporary exhibition. However, John Wilkerson, director and owner of the Harrogate Public Museum, does not intend to give in to this request. The lady didn't faint while watching the sculpture, but only after she had climbed the stairs to the upper floor. She should put the blame on her corset instead of jumping to irrational conclusions. The Sleeper stays where it is until the temporary exhibition is changed. The Sleeper, which is part of the museum's current exhibition, Life and Death, is a sinister stone figure of an unknown artist who... is a sinister stone figure of an unknown artist who allegedly felt so appalled by his own creation that he dropped dead when he finished it. Rumors are afloat that by simply seeing the sculpture, feeble individuals might lose their sanity. And an ad here. A gem says more than 1,000 words. Hilarious Jewels, new owner, grand opening. And that's a reference to the last mission, Ominous Bequest, where Robert Farrington ended up killing Hilarious to find out where one of the sacred gems was. Moving on. Mad Beheader still on the loose. City Watch remains clueless. For 2 weeks now, Arkford has been afflicted by a series of gruesome murders. Since the first discovery of a street beggar's headless body, there have been 3 more reported victims. It is feared that there are more to come. In a brief interview with the Arkford Observer, Sergeant Billings of the City Watch stated, "The murderer seems to pick his victims at random. Each of them gets their head cut off with a sharp weapon like an axe or a sword, and the killer only leaves the rest of the body for us to find." Anonymous sources also claim that the Mad Beheader, as the murderer has recently been nicknamed, carves strange symbols into his victims' chests. Citizens are directed to stay inside during the night and keep their houses locked at all times. The City Watch has been instructed to stop and question anyone suspicious walking in the streets after midnight. Creepy. Let's get going. All of the pages are empty. Given that this is Garrett's diary, that seems strange. Oh well, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
What the? What was that?
Imagining things now.
Jordan, is that you? Probably just the sir, checking up on things. Who's there?
Let's see. Delahaye Crematorium. Thy remains are important to us. Oh well. Barstow, blacksmith and sculptor. That's the guy that Garrett got to make a copy of the sleeper. Let's see if we can go in. Uh-oh. Something's blocking.
What's that? Speak!
Funky hair she has. Oh well, let's move on. Divine for the discerning drinker. Assumedly a reference to Opal Divine. But, oh well. The casino. Sure to be some gold there. Well, we'll get to it later. Now, I believe this little ledge is above the Barstow's forgery, and yeah, we got his key. Ugh. That's an idiot. So I guess we'll go behind it. Go to the back entrance of the forge, metalworking, whatever.
Anybody home?
Work journal. Mr. Garrett, the hooded guy who wanted a replica of that ugly sculpture, came and picked it up today. It's not often the clients pay in advance. It's even rare that they provide me with the raw material. Thanks to the detailed schematics Mr. Garrett provided me with, I was able to create a fairly accurate reproduction. It was interesting working with the block you'd given me, though I'm still not sure what kind of stone it was. I asked Mr. Garrett today, but instead of giving me a straight answer, he just pointed it. He just grinned and pointed upwards. Uh-oh, the blacksmith's dead. Not a good sign. Better keep going. And the front door is blocked. Well, we've done all we can here. Let's keep going. that's the Harrogate Museum. The structure it's in, it used to be a Hammerite cathedral. That's something, a Berwick pub. Yeah, there we go. Bathing Berwick Inn. This thing here is one of Arkham's city watch stations. But it will be a bit before we can get inside it.
Who's there? Oh.
Hewitt and Sons Transports. Well, we can't get through the gate right now. Let's go in here. I mean down here, excuse me. See if there's anything. No, I don't think so. Let's see. Whoops. Emeritus. Oh well, I guess it can wait till later. Harrogate Public Museum, 25 years. Now I believe this leads to Sheila's apartment, yes.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Not a good sign. Better get out of here quickly. Sheila's letter. Garrett, I know I promised to have the museum keys today, but most of them are simply out of my reach. At least I managed to nick the back door key. Only need to find a way into the cemetery, and you'll be inside the museum. As for the remaining keys, I found another solution. It appears that Yarwick, the locksmith responsible for most of the unpickable locks in Harrogate, secretly keeps a skeleton key in his shop. It'll allow you to open any of Yarwick's doors, easily recognizable by their green copper handles. While studying one of the old city plans, I discovered that there are catacombed and forgotten tunnels underneath Arkford streets, which are connected by many buildings. The tunnels were meant for soldiers to move unseen in case of invasions. They've never been used. To our luck, one of the tunnels... Sorry. To our luck, one of the tunnels connects the city watch station to Yarwick's shop. I found a gullible enough guard, Ned, who let me into the station unseen. I told him some wild story about treasures hidden underground and rivals who want to beat me to the punch by spying on me. If you give me another day, I'll go and get the skeleton key for you, Sheila. Well, that's not gonna happen. We're gonna have to finish we're gonna have to finish that bit ourselves. Okay, we got the museum back door key. Another door that leads to, what was it? I forgot. The import shop. Sit down and shut up. Thank you. As our first outpost in this town, these premises will certainly be sufficient. It is no white cathedral, but there is enough space for a small seminary. The majority of Arkford citizens seem to be dissatisfied with the Hammerites, which can only be to our benefit. The sooner this town starts hearing from us, the better. Father Karras will be pleased. See if anything's up there. Probably not, but couldn't hurt to check. No. The Baron needs you. For his wars, I assume. I believe these apartments have the apartment of John Wilkerson, the curator of the Arkford, what do you call it? Museum, whatever. He's not here right now, but that's not going to stop me. What do you want to bet it's behind that cabinet, what I'm looking for? Well, back in a minute. Let's see what else is here, excuse me. To Diane, my dear wife, whose patience is beyond words. Come next year, you shall be no more married to a museum director, but to a full-time husband. This I promise. Love, John. That's John Wilkerson. Okay, there we go. Now the cabinet's moving. Pretty tune. Presumably, whatever we need it for will be sound-based. Let's get going. Near that factory we saw through the gate. The guy in the orange working suit who calls himself a friend Turbine brought in the last parts of the wood chipper. Thing seems to be working alright, though I still don't understand how it can tell apart what you throw into it. Overheard Turbine mumbling to himself about the builder while he was working. I asked him if he'd been a hammerite once, and he answered that we were at the dawn of a new age. Whatever that means. Anyway... Saint Bernard, protecting the city of Arkford with his blessed hand. See Colossal Cave. ZZ Travel Bureau. Knocked out a guy here. Let's see if anything is out. Okay. Burns note. Ned, I placed an oil lamp at the window of my office. You can easily see it from your tower guard post. Remember, my office is on the top floor of the Harrogate Museum. Here's the signal you have to look for. When the oil lamp is burning, and all other lights in my office are turned off, you need to unlock the back entrance to the City Watch station as soon as possible. Then make sure your pals are taking a break for a while so I can enter unseen. It won't take me long to get to the war tunnel. A few minutes should be enough. Please burn this note as soon as yours, Sheila. Oh, I forgot something, I think. Need to go back to poor Sheila's apartment. Ned's crumpled letter, it says. Dear Miss Jennings, I'll be in the watchtower tonight and keep an eye on your museum office's window. When you give me the signal, I'll unblock the back door and send the other watchmen of my shift outside for a break, so you can come in unseen. Most likely it'll take me a while to get rid of them all, especially Jorik. He can be a stubborn oaf when he's at the equipment store, so please give me a moment or two. The entrance to the war tunnel is in the last cell. Look for a small switch above eye level at the back of the stone arch next to the cell. Ned. P.S. I burned your note during my outside patrol like you told me to. Unfortunately, you didn't do it very well, Ned. But I guess the thought counts. Now I believe through this door there's a lever that opens the gate in the river. Yes. Oh, and here we've got a key to the manhole covers. It'll help us throughout this mission. Now that we're here, let's try ripping off the casino. Now I believe one side of the casino has a window we can get through. Shut up.
Nothing now.
Okay.
All right. What is that?
I'm closing in, Tapper.
Just make one little.
Hello? Anyone there? Okay. Guess it was nothing. I hope it was nothing.
Does he think I'm a fool? I got this money back. He said he walked the night to have his hand outstretched. Well, it's my business a second time. What was that? Guess it was nothing.
Oh boy, some hardcore gambling's going on.
Who's there? Is someone back there?
Who's there?
Thought I saw something.
Yes, is
that?
there? I spotted him.
He's over here! Stop this villain!
Someone! Save me! There's someone here!
Shut up. Okay, we got the key to the casino. Hooray. Good stuff. Anyway. apothecary.
Help! He's after.
Received new batch of healing potions from the city. Compiled and delivered leaf package from Mr. Martin. Have to look up ingredients for the more exotic ingredients later on. Received anti-static hair lotion from Mrs. Wigglesworth. Completed and delivered salve for Mr. Porter. His back is acting up again. This stick to force open these manholes. Okay, so we're now in the sewers. Glad to check that box off. Western Sewer Gate. Authorized personnel only. The mechanism of the lower sewer gates is defective. While the switch still operates the two gates, they never both open or close at the same time. My guess is that at one time a heavy object prevented one of the gates from closing properly. As a result, one grating now opens when it's supposed to close and vice versa. We need to repair the thing soon, otherwise we can't access the emergency flooding on the other side. Uh-oh. Okay, we're at Hewitt and Sons Transport. Just open this window. What? Oh. Knocked this guy out. Good. I guess. Anyway, we got the key to the wood chipper. For your own safety, this wood chipper requires the lid to be closed and locked before the start button becomes operational. Only drop unworked wood into the machine. Anything else will be rejected by the inside sensors. Okay, good to know. Shipment details 12-7. Number 1521, Director Wilkerson. Package description, glass panel, unbreakable, 9 foot by 9 foot by 6 foot by a ½ inch. Destination Harrogate Public Museum. Status rejected due to defective product. Cracks. Number 1544, receiver Mr. Garrett. Package description, Package description, stone block, 6 inches by 6 inches by 11 inches. Destination 8 Market Alley. Status delivered. 1210. Number 1535, receiver Blacksmith and Sculptor Barstow. Package description, crude steel. Destination Barstow's Blacksmith Shop, back door. Status receiver absent, could not accept delivery. 1211. Number 1543, receiver Mr. Martin. Package description, 3 stone. Own relics, 3 foot, 6 inches by 2 foot by 1 foot. Destination 12 Lower Gate Street. Status delivered. 1213. Locksmith Yarwick. Package description, assorted tools. Destination Yarwick's Locksmith Shop. Status delivery put on hold. Receiver not in town until next week. Number 1542. Receiver Mr. Martin. Package description, circular stone disc, 9 feet diameter by 8 inch. Destination White Cathedral front gate. Status delivered in receiver's absence as per instructions. That's very interesting. Let's move on. Just unlock the wood chipper for now. Nothing to use it for, so let's just get out of here for the moment. That gate's open. Obviously, we need to keep this open while the other one is opening. Let's look around and see what we can do. Oh! There you go. Okay, there we go. Let's just flip the switch. Good. Emergency flooding. Do not activate without proper permission. Abuse will be punished. Okay, good. Try and get over there. So we're in a gravesite of some kind. Oh, good. Okay. What's this? This is the tomb of the nameless Riddler. As in life, so in death does he challenge those of a keen mind. Be wary if you enter, for mistakes will cost you greatly. Ooh. Anyway, this is a bit of a more complicated repeat of the last mission. Oops. Okay. So, assumedly, this puzzle will be as much of a pain in the balls as the last one. Okay, 3 is at the whatever. It's 3. obviously that has to do with all of those points on the spell. But don't have enough to get by right now. Just a moment, I'll write this down. Get through this. Okay. The true path is revealed only to those who see each number along the color of its direction. Thank you, very specific. So... green is 2, so I'm gonna try that. Oh, shit. That's not gonna work. Wait, what was that? Wait, what? I don't understand. Whatever. Okay. Orange. Let's see. I'm on red. Oops. What? 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 Why didn't it work that time? Green. Whatever. Red. Okay, whatever. Orange, green. Write that down, I guess. no idea what I'm doing. Ah. Have to stumble through it again. I mean, if I examine the maze enough, it would be enough. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think I've missed something. Okay, that makes things easier. Thanks. Okay. This should make things okay. First one. Yellow is the circle. Okay, and green is this atomic symbol thing. Red is this half moon thing. Blue is this cross wheel, whatever you call it. Yellow is, I don't even know what you'd call this. Purple is this slightly open eye thing. Now, since I have the corresponding symbols, I think. Okay, there's the okay, good. We got it open. What's this say? There was a fat mage who was exceedingly lazy. Buttons and switches were driving him crazy. No more willing to walk up to each, he created the staff of far reach. Sadly, that didn't help him out of despair, when he became grafted to his cushy chair. And there's the staff of far reach, whatever. And now the door is closed. Gotta figure out. Oh. Okay, let's get out of here. So there's this fountain here, and apparently we need a holy hammer of some kind, but I guess that can wait till later. Let's get back to what we were doing. Alright. What's going on? Whatever. Try again. Oh.
Light up in air, I can hear the bell ringing. Lord Bacon is still alive. Fulfilled. I kept watch over thy grave, and as thou hast feared, thou wert buried alive. But now thou art free, and so am I. Please accept my rosary beads as my way of saying thank thee.
Oh, thanks. Okay, we're in the graveyard. Now we we can get back to our place near the apartment. Here lieth the body of Brother Reginald. He froze to death whilst watching over Lord Raglan's crypt. May afterlife spend him warmth. I have the museum backbook here. Let's see if this works. Yes, it does. We're inside the museum. That's only half the battle, only part of the battle. Control room. Oh, it's not clear.
There must be instructions on this thing somewhere.
Wish someone would really know what's going on. Never included.
There's Mr. Wilkerson, I believe. Blank taff only.
Something there?
What was that? Come on, coward. Face me like a man.
Cloakroom. Responsibility cannot be accepted for any articles left in this room. Navigational globe. The globe displayed here depicts the land masses as they were known 20 years ago. While intricate in its design, it is now an obsolete antiquity. Sextant. This device is Sextant. This device is used by seafarers as a navigational tool. It measures the elevation of celestial objects above the horizon. The White Squid. This is a scale model of the White Squid, one of the most successful merchant ships ever sailing across the Great Western Sea. The vessel disappeared along with Captain Danko and his crew 10 years ago. It is said that it fell prey to the eternal storm surrounding Tempest Island. Anchor. Bloody Beth, the infamous piratess, wielded this particular anchor as a close combat weapon. with often devastating results. Tempest Isle. Its exact location is still unknown, but this island has struck fear into seafarers for decades. Legends tell that anyone who encounters it will be unable to escape its unnatural storm and shipwreck at its craggy cliffs. Craymen are dangerous beasts whose natural habitat and breeding grounds are damp underground caves. Their mighty shears can kill an adult human with a single blow. The Craymen's language consists of clicking. The Craymen's language mainly consists of clicking sounds, uttered in rapid succession. Push the button for an acoustic example. Albino rat, the ugly version of white mouse. We have a button here, but I'm not sure what it does, so I'm going to stay away from it for now. Can't open this door because it has the green color of Yarwick's keys. Ape-Man and Giant Spider. While the Ape-Man has been renounced as a myth, the now extinct Giant Spider used to be a very real danger from animals and humans alike. Although reports of encounters keep appearing to this day, there has been no evidence of the continuing existence of these eight-legged monstrosities. Service point 0928. Just a second. Anyway, we can't get past those lasers without some kind of help. I believe this is Sheila's office since there's a lantern near the window. Henry, once and for all, it does not matter if Brother Reginald is harmless or not. How do you think Inspector Swan is going to react if he hears about a ghost waltzing through the museum at night? Instead of a recommendation, we'd get a closing order. I thought they'd taken care of Brother Reginald 20 years ago, but his recent reappearance proves otherwise. Now get me a Hammerite priest and tell him one of his dead brethren still thinks he has to keep watch over Lord Racklin's crypt in the cemetery. We've spent a lot of time and money to raise the security system into a class of its own. Need I remind you that without the burglar-proof reward, management would not have been able to sell the Harrogate? Won't be able to sell the Harrogate? Director Wilkerson. So yeah. I kind of got distracted, but I need to still get Director Swan's report. To the guard personnel. The audio lock next to my office is a mechanism to open the door, not a musical instrument for anybody to play on. I prefer memorizing a melody rather than a number combination, and that is why it was installed. Please refrain from any attempts at arranging compositions in front of my office. Thank you, Director Wilkerson. To everyone, it has once again come to my ears that several misguided individuals believe that there's a hidden emerald room in this building. I'd like to make it clear once and for all that no such thing exists. We renovated the whole place, for heaven's sake. And if there were a room like this, we would have found it years ago. Director Wilkerson. Okay, we're in the library. Let's see if we can find anything here, and there is something here. Merchant correspondence. This is a partial transcription of a correspondence between two sailing merchants written about 60 years ago. Geoffrey, as I promised, I shall recount the amazing discovery I made last September. Even though I can describe the island and its inhabitants in great detail, I'm unable to tell you how we got there. All I know is that it happened a few days after we had started our journey back from the west. The crew grew increasingly restless, and it wasn't long before we discovered the white squid had gotten far off course. Needles no longer pointed north, and even the stars' positions seemed to have changed. Although I tried telling them otherwise, the crewmen became convinced that there was a curse on our freight. There was talk about throwing everything we had overboard. But before the situation could escalate, a cry came from the crow's nests. Land was in sight. We rowed to shore, hoping to find some indication where in the great western sea we were. With its steep cliffs and craggy mountains, the island was likely an eroded remnant of a long-dead volcano. We left our boats at a picturesque beach, where a dirt track wound its way through the exotic vegetation. The path led us to a glade, where we discovered structures that couldn't be mistaken for anything else than human-made huts. Imagine our amazement when we realized that this uncharted piece of land was inhabited by what appeared to be at first sight a primitive race of people. They walked around bare-chested, wearing variously dyed loincloths, and their skin almost as dark as that of the men sailing the southern seas. Luckily for us, they were very welcoming and friendly. Although nobody of my crew could speak their language, the natives grasped fairly quickly that we were merchants from a faraway land. Alas, being no seafaring folk, they couldn't aid us in locating their island on any of our maps. However, they made us understand somebody else could be of help and motioned us to follow them into their city. And what an astonishing sight that city was. We could hardly believe that these people had managed to build such impressive and richly decorated monuments out of stone. As we walked past these massive buildings, I noticed that some of the wall ornaments looked oddly familiar to me, but at the time I dismissed the notion as a trick of the mind. Made a drawing of one particular structure we had passed that looked like a holy icon or altar. I enclose this within this letter. Note: the facsimile of the mentioned drawing can be found at the end of the transcription. All the architectural marvels were forgotten when we got to see the sheer amount of riches just lying around. Even common drinking cups were made of gold, not few of them adorned with large gemstones. The last pages of this transcript are missing. Well, it's optional, but but I guess I'll go get Swan's report. Deirdre, do you have any idea where the Hammerites have gone? I know White Cathedral is currently closed for renovations, but the entire place looks entirely deserted. Director Wilkerson wants me to find a priest who can put Brother Reginald to rest. Also, you notice Sheila acting a bit weird lately? First thought it's simply stress related, but by the way she looks around all the time and how she's startled by anybody entering her office, I get the feeling she's afraid of something. Maybe we should talk to her? Henry. I guess let's look around the exhibits, such as we
Always
can.
nothing. It's never anything exciting.
The Bones of Zog. The inverted hourglass, created by Nebris, the legendary mage. This magical hourglass contains sand that travels upwards. Nimros reputedly intended to use it to reverse time, but instead, upon turning the hourglass, he aged several hundred years and died in a blink of an eye. There's the real sleeper. The sleeper. Rumor has it that an unknown artist sculpted this forbidding stone bust during a fever dream. Allegedly, he died from shock when he saw his finished creation with clear eyes. Traditional urn. As this cemetery space has become scarce, cremations are raising in popularity. The urns contain the deceased's ashes and make an excellent mental piece decoration. Urn displayed with generous permission of Delahaye Crematorium. Blessed hammer. Blessed hammers such as this one are commonly used by Hammerites during burial ceremonies. Good. Let's take that. Roddick's skull. The controversial philosopher Reynold Roddick used this skull during a speech to support his point that death must be a pleasant experience, evidenced by the skull's grinning expression. The Horn of Quintus. Once buried with the Quintus family in the Bone Hoard, this legendary horn went through many hands until it finally found its place into Harrogate's collection. So let's take it, I guess.
How many times am I going to steal this thing?
And what's this? Transient Auto Cascade Oscillator. Although its purpose is not for certain, this object is said to be an intricate musical instrument with extraordinary collector's value. Yeah, this actually is ripped right out of Anachronox. Bag o' Pipes, played mainly in the northern regions of the barony. This instrument needs a lot of practice to not make it sound like a wheezing horse. The Spitar, a musical instrument from the last century that is played by salivating into it. Please do not try operating the exhibit. The battle at Widow's Tear. After successfully infiltrating the castle at Widow's Tear, Lord Veraeus puts the leader of the resistance to the sword. Lord Veraeus' original uniform is part of the White Collection, and is exhibited here with permission of Lady Melinda White. Stravioli Violin. The unique sound of Stravioli's masterfully crafted violins has enchanted music enthusiasts for decades. Alas, due to their rarity, the violins had become mere museum exhibits that are not allowed to be played. This is one of them. Oh, great. Need Yarwick's key for this, too. Oh, well. And that one, too. Well, we'll come back later. Okay, we're more or less back where we started. But that's not going to stop us. Let's keep going. I believe this door connects to the bar that I was nearby earlier. Lamp oil flask. Oh. We got a darkwood tree root. Will. I readjusted the valve so that one full turn of the handle would be enough to make your guests break into a sweat. Feel free to use it if you need them to. get down to the bar for a drink or two. As for those roots breaking through the basement ceiling, you probably won't get permission to cut down the tree. Darkwoods are quite rare. You don't want to have another argument with the crack-brained conservative legislator Barker, having to change the inn's name from the Boiling Burrick to the Bathing Burrick because of his concern for the fine animals was bad enough. Jake. Okay, we got, what's his name? Yeah, we got Will's key. Okay, we're going to turn up the temperature here because we need to get Inspector Swan's bodyguard out of the way. Turn up the heat so the bodyguard gets thirsty. Heating valve, please operate with caution. Of course, I'm always cautious. Okay.
Hey, look who... They're back toward the museum that yet again needs Yarwick's green key. Okay, bathing brick. Guest book, Lady Milton, Sir Albert Ward, Inspector Edmund Swan, and bodyguard.
It sure gets hot in here. I think I need a drink. Yeah, just one.
Good. Bodyguard's knocked out. Put him in here. There's Inspector Swan.
Better check my map.
Museum security report. Security report. Subject Harrogate Public Museum, Arkford. Inspector Edmund Swan. Recommended for burglar-proof award. The building. Harrogate used to be a Hammerite church till it was closed down, shortly after bought up by William and Lisa Harrogate. The building underwent heavy remodeling, although some rooms and hallways couldn't be changed due to constructional issues. There used to be access tunnels to Arkford's old catacombs. These had been walled off long before the church was renovated. What remains is the old cemetery in the backyard, which is not accessible by the public. Plans to relocate the graves are currently on hold for reasons not relevant for this report. Guard personnel. Security guards patrol the museum around the clock, their numbers being significantly increased during closing hours. The building's narrow corridors provide nearly no hiding space for potential thieves, and the patrol routes represent a very tight security network. Alarm buttons are placed at strategic locations, and their activation not only alerts the entire guard personnel but signals the nearby City Watch station as well. Security systems. The Harrogate is equipped with an impressive amount of security measures, most prominently the energy field of the Central Hall, which is currently protecting the sleeper sculpture during nighttime. Its energy source, a collector on the roof of the museum, is completely independent of Arkford's power supply, as it draws energy from the sun and moonlight. Even if an intruder managed to manually shut down the spectral receptor, which requires deactivating both the machinery on the roof and in the basement, an additional security measure would sound the alarm immediately. 4 blue rays are orthogonally arranged around the energy field, but cannot penetrate it so long as it's operational. If the energy field disappears, with the blue ray still active, the alarm is triggered. The museum's director, John Wilkerson, is the only person who is authorized to deactivate these security rays. Maintenance. Because of the very advanced technology present in Harrogate's security system, its inventor, George Bolston, came up with a unique way to maintain its installations without the need of especially trained staff. Small insect-like machines navigate through the museum's air ducts and perform regular checks Small insect-like machines navigate through the museum's air ducts and perform regular checkups. Such a machine receives instructions through a card that has holes punched in it, and is able to find its destination automatically, as long as its path is unobstructed. The system also minimizes the time security components, which be activated during maintenance. So obviously, we need Yarwick's key now, the green one. Mr. Hulub, the great magician. Do the spirits come back?
What's that? Nothing there now. Who's there?
Okay, we're near White Cathedral, the Hammer's main worship center in this city. Information. White Cathedral remains closed until further notice. Please repent elsewhere. Public announcement. Due to the recent murder incidents, access to other city districts is prohibited during nighttime. The Arkford City Watch. Still can't get into the Yarwick shop because of that key. Good grief. Oliver Yarwick, locksmith. And again, as I said before, can't get into it without the green key. Huh. Picked up a bellows. Don't know what for, but it could come in useful later. Whatever. I'm letting all of this distract from my mission to get the real sleeper. So we have the code to Wilkerson's office on this Victrola. So I guess let's get back to the museum. there's something I forgot to do here. Whatever. Ah, there we go. Well, that was underwhelming, but got a few rope arrows, so I guess that's good enough.
Nobody pleases Betty.
the inventor. I forgot his name. Anyway. Mr. Bolston, I tried to talk with you in person, but you wouldn't answer the door. With this letter, I'd like to make you once again aware of the disturbances your inventions are causing in the neighborhood. Since you decided to let your machines run day and night, without asking anybody for permission, I might add, the air in my house is charged with electricity. Lights go on and off all by themselves. Each time I try taking a bath, I receive periodical shocks, and worst of all, my hair defies gravity and need brushing attempts. Whatever you're doing up there, I ask that you shut down your machinery immediately. I've already informed the City Watch, and they promised me to look into it if you do not follow my request within 24 hours. Lisa Wigglesworth. That's the lady with the weird hair we saw before. Elevator's busted.
Personal notes. Tested Martin's suggested settings on prototype today. Efficiency of solar reception went slightly down, while lunar reception improved at an astonishing rate. Keeping spectral receptor active also during nighttime seems reasonable. Going to recommend adjustments to Director Wilkerson. Must look at Martin and ask him how he calculated these figures. He claimed to have come all the way from the city just to visit me.
And he even knew I based the receptor on precursor technology. Evidently, my reputation precedes me. There's a picture of Professor Bolaston. Still can't get there because we need Yorwick's key. And here's a picture of his bots, which look suspiciously like Karis's scurry bots, which we'll need later for help on the museum security systems. Anyway, I think I've done all I can do, so I'll try and head back to the museum and then light up the lamp in Sheila's office, which is supposed to be a signal to Ned, I think his name is. There we go. Sheila, since you didn't show up for work today, I'm just leaving you this quick note. Because of last Friday's incident, we moved the horn, as you suggested. Now it's hanging above the sleeper where it can't be reached by any more jokesters who might be tempted to play it. They didn't get a single tone out of it anyway. That thing must be clogged with dust. Director Wilkerson bumped into me today when he stormed out of his office. He didn't bother apologizing. Instead, he asked me if, in a perfectly serious tone, what the name of his wife was, as if I keep track of his private life. Before you know it, he'll ask us to remember his wife's birthday and their wedding day, too. Oh, and did you know he wants to get rid of Brother Reginald? I'll see you when you come back, Deirdre. I guess I'm here so... Oh boy. I'm tone deaf. Okay, whatever. It didn't do the best job, but it worked anyway. To do. Find another room for Curator Jennings. The current office is frequented by too many people, as it represents the only sensible way from the stairs to the rooms on the third floor. Memorize wife's name, ask Flower Lady if necessary. Determine if cracked glass panes were due to careless transport or faulty material. Find a replacement as soon as possible. We can't have reckless museum visitors climbing into the diorama. Write letter of thanks to Lady Valeris for her generous donation of several musical instruments. Locate that Martin character. Of the 3 books he'd borrowed from the museum library, 2 came back yesterday. Pages dog-eared, even ripped out. Martin's claim to be a scholar from the city. Martin's claim to be a scholar from the city was likely a deception, if Martin is even his real name.
Mr. Wilkerson, as much as I sympathize with your complaint, I must decline your request to relocate the code puncher. In order to transport it down the elevator, I would have to disassemble the apparatus, which is something I cannot take responsibility for, as the puncher contains a considerable amount of fragile machinery. Consequently, to acquire a new punch card for the maintenance units, the procedure requires the same. Send somebody to my tower to convey the service point number, and I shall provide the messenger with the card right away. Yours sincerely, George Bolston. So this is the door to something important. So let me see. Oh, good. Another one of these puzzles. Oh, brother. Excuse me for a second. There's something I forgot to do with these bellows that one of those notes so helpfully reminded me of. Go to this Swiss horn thing and push the bellows here and use them. Wow. Let's see what happened. And a glowing something or another. Good.
The solar core will surely find a generous buyer. Now, apparently the museum director, Wilkerson, is so ditzy he can't remember his wife's name. Let's see, Diane. I wonder if that's part of the riddle. D-I-A-N. Oh, crap. Could I be missing? Why else would he be asking so crazily among his staff? Oh, wait. I didn't even see that before. D-I-A-N-N-E. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Wasn't paying much. I should have been paying more attention. Anyway. Okay, what's it say? Blue security race control. Let's turn that off. What? Oh. Okay, there's a magic tome in here. Summoning and binding. Enchanting items in order to enhance them with magical abilities is a common practice, which however does not always deliver the desired results. Skilled mages prefer summoning and binding of a demon as a significantly more powerful alternative. This method involves calling an otherworldly fiend and immediately imprisoning it inside an object, which in turn gains some of the trapped demon's powers. Similar to a lion tamer, a summoner must be in control of the demon he is calling. The slightest inattentiveness can prove fatal, because once a demon is unleashed, it can wreck the spellcaster's household or turn an entire city to ashes, depending on the size of the summoned fiend. Naturally, spells that imprison demons must outlast their caster without fail. Mr. Wilkerson, remember to always deactivate the blue rays with the switch in this room before you deactivate the main energy field. Accordingly, if you deactivate the energy field, the blue rays will be activated afterwards. In case you trigger the alarm by accident, you can always turn it off by pushing the button opposite the switch. The blue rays deactivate themselves if they triggered the alarm. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, George Bolston. So I think what we have to do is get into the City Watch Station to find the war tunnels. Opened it, like he promised.
Hey, Doris, why don't you go outside and take a break?
I just had one 10 minutes ago.
Well, take another.
I can't leave the equipment unguarded. You know the rules.
I can stand in for you.
Huh! I don't want to lose my job. Last time you had this post, the sergeant caught you sleeping on the floor.
Come on, that wasn't my fault. One of those gas mines blew up in my face.
Whatever, Ned. I'm not leaving this post.
But Miss Jennings said... never mind.
It's just me, or...
Yes, never mind. Whatever. Just get moving.
Someone there? Nothing now. What was that noise?
Sorry, Ned.
Murder!
Let's see.
What's that? Hey, is someone tapping about? There! Oh.
Good. What did Ned say? He said, okay, no, that's not right. I don't remember. I believe it's the last cell that I need to look for. Oh, anyway, in one of the cells, there's a switch that's difficult to see. Uh-huh. Okay. I finally found it. What did Ned say? Small switch, eye level, back of the stone ledge next to the last cell, I think. There it is. Okay. Thanks, Ned. Sorry, just looking at a walkthrough here because I'm kind of lost. Oh, good. Did I ever notice that? Okay. Okay, good. We got Yarwick's key. here to open the jewel cases. Dear sister, to date I had no luck finding any trace of blood tier ruby. It must have been in Hilarious' possession at one time, but he probably sold it before his sudden disappearance. Alas, his journal doesn't mention anything beyond a potential buyer. I'm sorry. Alas, his journal doesn't mention anything about a potential buyer. However, there's an interesting passage about Hilarious trying to track down a gemstone called Solar Core. According to him, the stone used to be in the possession of the late Lord Valerius, whose granddaughter runs an opera house in the city. When the man died, he left behind a large collection of musical instruments, but there was no trace of the Solar Core. Valerius planned to visit Lady Valerius to gather some information on the possible whereabouts of the stone, but he vanished before he could do so. Maybe we should contact her sometime. Yours, Ben. Okay. Now that we have Yardwork's key, we'll go back to Boliston, the inventor's place. Try to get one of those punched cards, I think, which is what we need to get past those red lasers. Elevator, let's go up. Not a good sign.
What happened here?
That's not good. How do you like my work, Garrett? Mr. Bolston, here are the figures I mentioned during our chat. PTRX 175 239 54 785 323 473 501 4 8 5 1 5 16 23 42 Alpha 0 115 975 81 322 942 163 Gamma F 121 866 22 923 584 367. Might I also suggest adopting these settings to the museum system if you could find the results satisfactory. It's been a pleasure and inspiration talking to you. Sincerely, Martin. Okay, anyway. So we need a punch card to get those lasers down. So we're going to put in 0, 5, 0, 8. Now what? Wait, was I mistaken? What did I miss? I'm sorry, I got distracted. Oh, right. I was looking at the wrong number. 9 2 8. There we go. Alright, we've got the card. Let's get back to the museum and deactivate those lasers. We should be able to unlock the other back doors with Yarwick's key. Hold on. There we go. Okay, we got the balcony door open. Nice. I don't remember what's up in the attic, if anything. Oh, right. The collector tower. The top one's down, so we need to shut off the bottom one, too. Okay, let's take the punch card, put this here. There we go. That should get the little guy moving.
Here we go.
Okay, little guy's moving. Move over. Okay, go up upstairs. What? Oh, okay. There's the little guy. Going past the exhibit, and he should get those lasers down for us. Good. They're down. Okay. The bottom collector, shut that off. Okay. These other exhibits. Precursor City. This scaled map model of a precursor city shows how this ancient civilization may have looked during its prime. Alabaster mortar. The precursors were advanced medical practitioners for their time. Mortar and pestle were used by healers to grind and mix spices and herbs. Burial rite. The serpent staff was presumably used during burial ceremonies of precursor societies' important public figures. Ritual dagger. This dagger's curved blade is still as sharp as it was centuries ago. It was mainly used in rituals to offer the blood of small animals to the gods. Precursor brazier. Igniting this brazier results in a magical fire that was allegedly used for cleansing rituals. The blue flames do not burn, but it was found that they can clean stained silverware in an instant. Just get that for later. Anyway, with the, I think shutting down the receivers for the, yeah, there we go. Yeah, whatever. We exchange, just in case I screw up, we exchange the, fake statue for the real one. Yes, there we go. Now we just go back to our apartment. What did I forget? Oh, right, I'm sorry. I thought I was forgetting something. I'm sorry. Just cut through the graveyard again. Restart the bottom receptor or receiver, whatever you call it. That's one, get the other one. Both collectors are on. Now it says, what was that? Once the swap is done, reactivate the security measures around the sculpture exactly as you found them. So I guess I have to turn on the blue lasers again? Oh, I missed these. Precursor tablet. This sandstone tablet was found in a cave a few miles southwest of Arkford. Scholars have been unable to translate the inscription in its entirety. Assumedly, it describes a rite of passage common in precursor culture. To complete their initiation, aspirants to the Dark Watch must drink the blood of Yanapar. They shall stay in the Chamber of Passage for 3 days until their skin has become as dark and hard as ebony. Only those of worth can withstand the pain of passage. All others will perish within the very first day. Existing between the dead and the living, members of the Dark Watch have the honor to guard over the city of the dead and ensure safe travel to the stars for the deceased. If there's a way for me to turn the blue lasers back on. Don't remember if anything was in this, though this looks suspicious. Oh, good. Well, that's it then. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll try to go back to the control panel where I first launched that machine. Sorry. Exactly as I found it. Oh, good grief. Okay, it's on, I guess. I guess that sort of counts as exactly as I found it. Try to go back to the apartment again. Oh, the switch in John Wilkerson's office. I forgot. Okay, there we go. Now, let's go back. Well, that was a long mission, but a good one. Let's finish up. Oh.
Ah, Garrett, we finally meet. I am Keeper Leonard. Forgive the intrusion, but I have an important message for you.
What do you want from me?
Only a few days ago, we Keepers learned about your defeat of the necromancer Kadar. I was sent by the Keeper Council to warn you about the shadow that's been following you since that day. There's a demon living inside of you, Garrett, and he is trying to take over your body. Until now, he has only managed to take control of you at night. He has been using you to live out his hideous fantasies. You don't have any recollection of this. The demon has been suppressing your memory.
You've got to be kidding me.
Now, I am well aware all of this is hard to believe, but there is proof, Garrett. There is a secret passage in your bedroom. It is not well hidden, but the demon has made you oblivious to its existence. Seek this passage and examine the contents of the rooms below. Afterwards, return to me.
You are not yourself. Look in here. I killed them all. The sword.
What was that?
I killed them all. The sword. Nyarsal. Get out of my head. So there are the heads of Sheila, the blacksmith, and the inventor. And although you don't remember writing any of this, you can't help but recognize your own handwriting. I don't know how much longer I can endure this inner struggle. Each night is the same. With sleep comes the shadow, a demon that calls himself Nyarsal, takes control over my body to still his murderous lust. And each night I regain consciousness in the cellar, sometimes with dark blood on my hands, and sometimes with a fresh head stuck on a spike. During these short periods of clarity, I know what's happening to me. I've tried leaving messages to warn myself, but no matter what I do, hours later I wake up in my bed aware of what has happened. I smeared warnings on the bedroom walls, but Nyarsal's influence makes me oblivious to them. I tried to leave this book next to the bed, but I never find any text in it, because the written pages were ripped out and burned, the demons mocking my feeble attempts at alerting myself. I think he's even made me leave a message with my name on it in the inventor's tower, simply for his amusement. Although Nyarsal sleeps during daytime and lets me be my normal self, his grip remains firmly around me. I bullied a curator into helping me to gain access to the museum, and yesterday I killed her. I'm not sure how or when this started, but the sword must be an important part of it. I pulled Zadorma Cost out of an altar in the depths of the catacombs below Farrington Manor, and I used it to destroy the Book of Souls. Did this set the demon free? I tried to destroy the sword, but when the arsenal awakens in me, I can penetrate its shield of fire and take it away from the solid. The demon wields the Dormacos to decapitate its victims, and with each murder, the sword's glow shifts more and more to a deep red. How can I stop this fiend from gaining power over me? Each passing night makes me weaker, and I fear that it won't be long until the demon is strong enough to remain awake during daytime as well. I'm fighting a losing battle. If only the keepers would find me. I have a feeling they'd know what to do. Personal notes of Arkford, 7th Mage of the Dawn. I am now certain that the circumstances which made me Dormacos' owner were not at all fortuitous. 3 months ago, I was on a mission to gather information about Doloran's Horn when I stayed overnight at an inn not far from the city. In the middle of the night, I was yanked out of my sleep when someone violently knocked against the door of my room. Before I could even get out of bed, the door was forced open and a heavily breathing giant of a man was towering over me. He was armed with a peculiar sword, and even in the half-darkness I could see the frantic madness in his eyes. "Where is the book?" he asked with a hoarse voice. I was unable to speak and could only watch in horror as he raised the sword over his head. "Where is the book?" he asked again, making it clear his blade would answer if I did not. Realizing I could not manage to utter a single word, I closed my eyes, waiting the sword's blow, but it did not come. Instead, I heard a gurgling sound, followed by something heavy dropping on the floor. When I dared open my eyes again, I saw the man lying at the foot of my bed, his head resting several inches away from his motionless body. On the bed, directly in front of me, lay the sword as if it presented to me on a plate. Not a single drop of blood stained its blade. Without thinking, I grabbed the weapon. In the moment I touched its hilt, a strong feeling of purpose overcame me. I immediately knew the sword had a name, and there was a tale behind it. I collected my belongings and left the inn in a hurry. To this day, I do not know where the towering man had come from. Back then, I had thought I survived the brute's attack by mere luck, but now I am sure it was the sword's dissension. Dormacos betrayed its owner because it wanted me to obtain it. As usual, as might be for a mage to wield such a weapon, I feel that the sword belongs to me as much as I belong to the sword. Various books I've read indicate that Dormacos must have gone through many hands in the past, restlessly searching for its counterpart, the Book of Souls. I believe it's the sword's destiny and thus mine to destroy the book. Now that the necromancer Kadar has stolen this very tome, I shall use the sword to put an end to his depraved experiments. Tonight, Arkford, 7th Mage of the Dawn. What have I done?
Do you understand now? A demon that goes by the name of Narsal took hold of you and made you kill all those innocent people. You, Garrett, are what the newspaper calls the Mad Beheader. From the little research I could gather beforehand, I learned about the demon's origins. It all started many decades ago with an overconfident mage apprentice. Despite his master's warnings not to meddle with beings from other worlds, the apprentice intended to summon a demon and bind him into two items, a sword and a book. However, the young mage had far underestimated the demon's power. His spell was too weak to bind Narsil properly. His essence was imprisoned into the two items, but instead of being a passive enchantment, the demon had partial influence over whoever owned the book or the sword. As a result of his foolishness, the apprentice lost his sanity. He gave the two items away, ending his life shortly thereafter. You see, when you destroyed the Book of Souls with the sword, you allowed the demon that had been trapped within the pages to enter you. Unfortunately, we cannot destroy the sword. Part of the demon still remains inside the weapon and protects it. However, if we manage to drive Narsil out of your body and prevent him from finding another host, the blade will shatter. We have little time left. You must act quickly.
What can I do?
I have placed several items on the table here, along with a note that explains what you need to do. I cannot stay here to help you. I must do further research. Just read the note carefully and follow the instructions. Farewell, Garrett, and good luck.
Keeper Leonard's note. In order to banish Nyarsil back into his own realm, you need to accomplish two things. First, you need to die, as a demon can only reside inside a living host. Second, when Nyarsil has left your body, we must ensure that he cannot find another host in time. As paradoxical as it might sound, your death can be arranged without you actually having to die. All you need to do is to prepare a so-called nightshade potion and drink it. This concoction temporarily puts his drinker into a very deep sleep that cannot be distinguished from death. This should fool the demon long enough to be driven out of your body. Without a host, a demon cannot exist outside his own dimension for long and must find another physical body to enter immediately. Thus you have to drink the potion in a secluded place. We also have to take into account that Nyarsil might discover that you're not really dead and attempt to re-enter you. To prevent this, you must stand in a protective circle that can shield you from Nyarsil once he's been expelled. I provided you with the recipe for the Nightshade Potion. It lists all required ingredients and describes how to prepare them. I've also added some notes that should help you find everything needed. I couldn't make the potion for you in advance, as it only works on the one who brews it. When you've created the potion, head for White Cathedral. Unfortunately, it is currently empty and secluded enough to prevent Nyarsil from finding another host. I've installed a protective circle inside the cathedral. In order to activate it, you need to find the fresh roots from a darkwood tree and make sawdust out of them. Sprinkle this sawdust into the fire from behind the circle. Once the flames have changed their color, the circle should become active when you stand in the center. Drink the Nightshade Potion there and get rid of Nyarsil once and for all. Good luck, Keeper Leonard. Oh, I missed this before. Harrogate Public Museum, temporary exhibitions, Central Hall Life and Death, Central Hall Upper Main Gallery, music, exotic instruments. Central Hall. Central Hall Upper Western Gallery, Fine Arts, Terrell Art Collection. Central Hall Upper Eastern Gallery, History, Battle at Widow's Tier. Permanent exhibitions, West Wing Seafaring, Exploring the Waters, Zoology, Mysterious Creatures, Basement, Anthropology, Precursor Culture, Entry 50 Gold, number 14744. Anyway, here's the recipe for the potion. Recipe for Nightshade Potion. Ingredients: a blend of the following herbs: Allium sawicum, Oreganum hortensis, Urticum dioica radix. Take the leaf package and place on the table. It contains all the herbs listed here. The blood of the person drinking the potion. That's your blood, of course. preparation. The ingredients must be dropped into an active Death Watch fountain. There's one in the catacombs underneath Arkford streets. You just need to activate it. The blood of the drinker needs to be spilled by cutting his hand with a sacrificial dagger. You'll likely find an appropriate item in the museum. Fill a hallowed chalice with the liquid when it is simmering. The Hammers left a chalice in their quarters near White Cathedral. Just drop the cup in the Death Watch fountain and pick it up again. The effect of seeming death lasts for up to 2 hours. And you also won't be able to remain outside your physical body for more than a few seconds. Okay. Leonard has given us knowledge of what we need to do. So let's go find that Death Watch fountain, drop the herbs into it. There it is. Now to activate the fountain, we need to place the holy symbol. Luckily, we picked it up at the museum. Alright, now let's drop the package in there. Did I forget something? You know what? I changed my mind. Maybe I should get everything before I perform any rituals. Let's go get that chalice. And I also need to... grind down the dark wood branch I picked up from the cellar. Oh yeah, I forgot the blood, but it doesn't matter so long as I don't have the chalice. we have to lock it again for safety reasons. The chipper won't function otherwise. Okay, let's okay. Got the darkwood sawdust. Okay, we need the chalice from White Cathedral. Very nice. And there's the ritual circle that Leonard created. Not that we can use it right now. Okay. We need to find that chalice. Sounded like someone tried to hit it from the other side. Okay, there's the chalice, but don't be fooled. There's a puzzle we have to solve. If thou touchest the cup, the watchers will harm thee, but they cannot punish whom they do not see. Okay, they're all faced away. Let's get the chalice. Okay, let's find that Death Watch fountain again. Death Watch found with the sacred hammer. Drop the herbs. And, give some of my blood. There we go. Now, just need to drop the holy chalice in there. Alright, we have the nightshade potion, and we have the sawdust for the fire near the seal in White Cathedral. So let's go back. Sawdust into the fire. Come into the circle. Now that's lit up. Let's drink the nightshade potion.
You are back. You have the replica?
Yes, my friend.
Very good. Repulsive and ugly, just like the original. I take it the sculptor wasn't too curious about the strange material you gave him to work with. Kill him all the same. We cannot take any risks now that we are so close. The inventor went to the museum today to make the adjustments I had suggested to him. You can get rid of him in your usual fashion as well. I read the pages that you wrote to yourself. If only the keepers would find me. Nice way to put it. Your host might not be the type to keep a diary, but seeing his own handwriting will be enough to make Garrett trust my words like a mindless dog. Leave the pages on this table so you'll easily find them when I direct you to the cellar. Remember, you must not take possession of Garrett that night. Only if you let him be himself will he have the required thieving skills to do the museum job. Once he has placed the moonstone into the energy field, I'll wait for him in his apartment. He will prepare the potion according to my directions and drink it in the White Cathedral. The focus circle will hold you within Garrett's body long enough for me to arrive. And then you'll finally be able to join your other half within me. How was your near-death experience, Garrett? Did you see the false light? Of course you did. You flew right into it. You have my gratitude. You have opened the inner chamber for me, and now your last task is at hand. The demon inside you is eager to leave your body. Narso wants to join his other half, the one that is residing in me. I am his chosen host, and I shall be the one to restore him to his full glory. Come to me. Come to me.
Yes, the Triad is almost completely broken. The last remaining item is waiting for me behind the moon portal that you prepared. You have served me well, Garrett. You shall have the honor of being the first man to be sacrificed to the fire in my name.
Garrett, I managed to deactivate the furnace so you can make it out alive. Unfortunately, I cannot wait for you to regain consciousness. My name is Keeper Aleph, and I've been following Keeper Leonard for several months, now trying to uncover what he's after. I was hoping to arrive here before he'd open the portal, but it took me a long time to track you two down and piece together Leonard's plan. I can't go into the details right now. All I ask of you is to follow me into the museum. The portal has been opened in the central hall. The portal you unwittingly helped construct tonight. Leonard, or however he calls himself now, already stepped through it. And if no one stops him, we're going to face a dark age very soon. There's a reason why so many deceased linger restlessly in our world, and Leonard has become part of the cause. I need your help, as I probably won't stand a chance against Leonard on my own. I asked the Keeper Council for assistance, but to their eyes, I'm just an overeager librarian. they'd rather reinterpret the prophecies for the umpteenth time than actively do anything. I know you don't like being told what to do, especially from a keeper, but consider the negative effects on your business if Leonard did to the whole world what he has done to Arkford's people tonight. Just step outside and you'll see what I mean. Keeper Aleph. P.S. Be careful. You're in a crematorium, and I've felt a certain unrest that's befallen the place. Leonard wanted to burn you alive to make a slave out of you. To keep you safe, I'm going to lock this door behind me.
I don't like the looks of this.
Enter the portal in the museum, and hope Keeper Aleph isn't playing games with you either. Convince the Hammerites to lend us the White Cathedral. Talk the inventor into changing the spectral receptor settings. Move the 3 portal foci into the secret room inside Garrett's basement. That won't be needed until the thief has placed the moonstone in the museum and reactivated the energy field around it. The stone will take some time to absorb sufficient lunar energy. Make sure the unpossessed Garrett doesn't discover that the real sleeper is hardly any collector's value. Wait until Garrett has successfully opened the inner chamber and returned from his near-death experience. Find Dry Warak on the other side and break the Triad. Picked up the key to the Hammer's quarters. Well, second time's the charm. Not that there are many candidates for it, but the place we're in now is the Delahaye Crematorium. Alright, the front door's unlocked. Let's get out of here. loose pages are the second part of a transcribed correspondence between two merchants. With the help of the island's natives, we hauled a couple of crates from the ship and transported them into their city. We set up our boxes at what appeared to be the marketplace. It didn't take long for curious folks to gather around us and inspect the goods we brought with us. They were unusually enthralled by the most mundane trinkets and readily traded their jewelry for it. No doubt this was a merchant's dream, and for a while we stopped worrying about not knowing where we were. The sounds of engaged barter abruptly subsided when someone from the back barked a few harsh-sounding words. The crowd reverently made way for an elderly man who promptly stepped forward. From the garments he was wearing, I assumed he was some sort of nobleman or priest. He eyeballed us with a remarkably sour and disapproving look, and then proceeded to examine the content of the crates. It occurred to me that trading with strangers could be against some law of theirs, and I already expected the old man to forbid any further dealings with us. However, when he opened the lid of the lax box, his eyes widened in apparent surprise. Whatever he had spotted in there, it made him slam the lid shut and leave with a puzzled expression. As soon as he was out of earshot, the crowd resumed looking through our wares as if nothing had happened. The sun had already disappeared behind the buildings when we received an invitation to speak with someone who could help pinpoint our current location. An enticing woman clad in gleaming golden tissues led us to a towering building that equally reminded me of a palace and a crypt. Inside, we were seated at a long stone table that was so low we had to sit on floor cushions. Two servants provided us with cups of sweet-tasting wine. While we were waiting for the host to arrive. And this is where my memory becomes murky. The next thing I remember, I found myself and the crew on the White Squid, along with the rowing boats. Back in place, the sails were all set. The ship's wheel was held in place by ropes. The sea surrounded us, and there was no trace of any island in sight. Neither the men who had been on the island with me, nor those who had stayed on the ship possessed any recollection of what had happened. I had started to doubt we had really found an inhabited island, but a look in the hold was enough to dismiss my notion of a mass hallucination. The crates were filled with every last piece of jewelry we had obtained from the island. The only thing I found missing was a decorative war hammer, which unsurprisingly had been in the very crate that old man had found a curious interest in. To our luck, the stars made sense again, and we soon discovered that we were on a perfect course back to the city's harbor. I can only guess why the island's natives bid us farewell like this. Despite their friendliness, they were wary of strangers and likely didn't want us to return or bring other people with us. And then, while sailing home, something astonishing dawned on me. The decorations and trinkets I had seen on the island had felt familiar to me for a reason. They were precursor. I do not understand how precursor culture reached this secluded island and managed to survive longer than the people of Carith-Din. They must have left their capital city ages ago before the cataclysm buried it under tons of stone. During a time when shipbuilding was still in its infancy, how they constructed a vessel that could sail this far is a mystery to me. If you had been there and seen it with your own eyes, you'd have understood why I have to find this island again, even after all these years. If you want to come with me, you have the time to decide until next Sunday. Then I'll set the sails of the White Squid and search for this island. Captain Danko.
And that's it. Next is the second and last mission, the Broken Triad. Tempest Isle. See you then.